talk?
Oh,
Sure. Ain't often that happens.
Meeting minutes from March.
thank you.
Yeah, I think that those are mine, right?
Yes.
So they must be right.
Investment policy. You have to be,
What? Did I leave a video?
Oh,
no big deal, no big deal.
Is that mine?
I'm just being picky, I'm sorry.
No, I have to straighten that out before I
Yes.
send it to Sue.
Oh, yes, do that.
So I want to go on there and straighten that out. Minutes. 2022. 3. Oh, good. Good catch, actually.
Right there.
Good catch, Kathy.
And the only comment I had under the next section, the 2021 audit.
What happened to the binder? Did you, oh, it's there.
Okay, so you took it home, you put in the correct MS9, MS10. Then you say the binder will then be complete, but Sue said the auditors want January and February as well.
Yeah, I guess so. Of bank accounts,
The bank accounts, okay.
or everything.
Or Catherine,
Hmm?
Sue said the auditors want January and February as well?
Yes.
What, the bank account or the MS9?
I think they want to just put the materials together, I think he probably, but yes, they probably want the bank account too.
Mascoma?
Yeah, the Mascoma, bank account, the thing they send us in the mail.
The back checking account statement, isn't that what it is?
The checking account, what do they call it? The monthly,
The monthly
Statement.
statement.
the statement.
Yes,
So I think they'll probably want the statement, but I don't think they don't need the January and February of, like, if we did disbursements or receipts, do they?
I don't know, isn't it always better to give them more than?
Well, my thing is this though, like you said, we've got everything of we've got everything of 2021 in here. Instead of adding 2022 and having them have to pull out, just, they can have access to the
Oh, well,
book,
yes, yes.
to the binder we're working on.
All right, yeah,
You know what I
sure,
mean?
sure, that's no problem. I mean,
Yeah.
because all we've got is up to date. I mean, if they
Okay.
don't want to look at March, and
Yeah,
then
Yeah.
they don't have to.
okay.
All right,
I'm going to make another picky comment, but I'll wait till I.
No, go ahead.
go for it.
Should be Mary and she,
Where?
record keeping.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Mary and she.
She.
Alright.
Correct grammar.
Grammar and punctuation corrections.
I'm just sorry, I was sticking for grammar.
Don't worry about it. I'm glad to straighten it out, believe me.
Well, I listened to you Pearson girls say,
Oh my
me
God.
and somebody, me and Lester, me and.
Oh my God. That's just figuring circus there. I'm like nobody else says
Are we
it.
making comments about Grafton residents?
Yeah, right. What are you doing? Anything else?
What do I haven't read the last paragraph yet. So the note about the disbursements, we need to just tidy that up when we look at what money we've got in the account.
Yeah.
For interest.
Yeah.
So that's part of today's business.
Yeah, that's part of today's business, yeah.
Okay. Oh, we adjourned at 6:40, good, I shall be home well in time.
So I make a motion that we accept the minutes as grammatically corrected.
I second the
You
motion.
can leave that out.
All say aye, yes, unanimous. Okay, good. Gotta do it. So, I'm just gonna put here that we, discussed auditors,
Requirements
access
to,
to this year's,
2022.
yeah. Books as well. I'll make it sound nice later. And I'm gonna file, save that, I just wanna make this a PDF and save it. Do you want me, yes. Okay, good, get out of there.
Oh, here's the thing here, she put in here the documents required for audit. Read it and see what it says about 2020.
Yeah, and this is what we ordinarily receive every year.
Yes, but has she put anything additional about 2022 on there?
Let's see. Copy of investment policy, got that. Copies of all instruments and no votes taken, blah, blah, blah. So that's something we need to do.
Which, I'm sorry, what?
No, for this year,
Yes,
because I believe they reinstated, did the revaluation,
the reval, yeah.
that passed, didn't it?
I
To
think,
reopen that, to restart a capital reserve fund for the reval?
yes, because there was something about it never closed, and then they said they had to do a new one, but there will be a new one.
There'll be a new one, so we're gonna have to get that. I don't know exactly, because they won't report, they must report officially on that, but we're gonna need something from them saying they established it again in this year's,
Well,
in this
we'll
year's.
look into it, I mean, because it's,
Yeah.
I think it may be just sort of retroactive.
Copies of all minute meetings during the year being audited and subsequent year-to-date field work. So that's a little new to me, yes,
The
okay.
subsequent years.
And the MS9, MS10, did I print up that MS10? She told me, there's the MS9. I think I have to print up the, no, there's the MS10. Okay. So, but I think I have to print up the MS10 that was uploaded, the axiomatic file to the
Yeah,
nuclear scientist somewhere.
yeah, 'cause I don't have access to that.
You don't?
Nope.
Print up accepted axiomatic file. I will do that. That's not, I don't, that's required to be put in, well, I don't know if it's required, but she said you should print it up and put it with your stuff. And it's almost unreadable, she said.
Oh,
Yeah, so let's make sure we do that.
yeah. Let's have useless information.
File that was uploaded. So, just while we're on that subject, I'm just gonna bring up what I found out regarding, first of all, I don't know why this was in here. This is actually okay, this is just that. This is a 2022 receipt. So is that something we decided that we were gonna keep those? It's something that we hadn't been doing prior.
It's a receipt for what? For a
The,
disbursement?
So
Yeah,
they did a request,
right.
we sent the request out,
I don't remember ever seeing these before.
and all of a sudden we're getting them. No, this ain't what I want. It's, see if we got a place for receipts in there. Do we got
Well,
a place?
it would just go on the back of the
Oh,
request.
maybe we could just, maybe we could just staple it to the request.
That would
What?
that would make sense.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
all
Prove that it was
That if for
received.
some reason if we
kosher
don't
above
get it.
board.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't even sign it. You know what I'm saying? So again, like I said, we never got them.
No, well,
And all of a sudden we've got a couple.
When I talked to Diana, I'll ask her why you get them.
Okay.
So,
So what I found out with regarding retention of paperwork.
Mhm.
The only thing that we can dispose of after 6 years, which obviously isn't now.
7 is mine, what I would have guessed, but they said 6.
Yeah, I went online and looked at the New Hampshire
The normal thing is about 7.
DOJ and under charitable trusts and stuff. So it's 6 years for the deposit slips and bank statements. 6 years, that's all you gotta keep them for.
Okay.
And that's bank. And then, cash receipt and disbursement is 6 years. So because all that stuff shows up in the town report every year
Right,
anyways, you know?
So
So
when
it's
you
6
want, if you
years.
want to go back, you just go back to an old town report.
Right,
and say,
right. It isn't like somebody's gonna come in here and say, well, you know,
Not
even,
like Washington.
well, the
DC.
paper trail there though does say what they took it for, like the library roof. You know what I mean? It doesn't just say, I mean, the town report just says they dispersed, you know, $5,000, let's just say, for the sake of argument. It doesn't specifically say what it went to. So, it is something that we,
The request says what it's going
I'm saying, but I'm not, this says like, cash receipt and disbursements, after 6 years can be,
Right, well,
Tossed,
that's when it's just.
because it's after 6 years and, you know, so. Anyways, that's what I found out. But, that being said, how do you like that picture I took of that seagull?
That's lovely.
Yeah, see that? I took that picture while I was on.
Lovely.
Seagull.
Wow.
Or North Carolina or South Carolina.
South Carolina, it was awesome. I don't know what kind of seagull it is, I'm gonna check it out. But anyway, so let me go on. And I wanted to ask this question because I personally would like to go to this.
Is this a trustees?
Training.
Yeah, it's your training. The only
Because I've
thing is,
been in the past, a bit long ago.
Before we get to training, then, can I ask my question about some of these other documents that we keep getting?
Yes, let's keep focused. I've got one thing to read to you about it in the mail.
Okay, so 3 bearings, several times a year, comes up with invoices. I mean, they're doing work for us as our broker.
Does it,
They actually, they send us the invoice, but we don't have to pay that because they take it out of the
right, it's a
account.
deduction and it's a 0.5% of the total
Right.
value of the fund every 3 months.
Right, now, we don't seem to have a place where we need to store this information, is that correct?
Have we ever have we got records, have you seen looking through records?
I don't recall seeing anything like that.
I mean, it seems to me unnecessary because we know,
Right,
and
Yeah,
and
but-
it shows up as a line item to say this was
Oh, maybe in their report to us, it shows up as a line item, like in the MS9?
Well, it must show as a line item out of the fund. I don't know whether.
Oh,
probably, yeah, maybe from the fidelity, that's another question. I haven't been printing out the fidelity monthly or quarterly reports.
Mhm.
Do we need those?
Well, in the, that's funny that you say that, because in the website that said what you have to keep if you've got investments was I think it said the quarterly reports. But I think that,
But whenever we get, the statement, there's always attached to it what we're invested in, whether it's this bond or
Right,
that
right.
bond. and what-
Oh, yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
never paid attention to that because I'm not going to start sort of second guessing how they, which bond
Yeah,
they're gonna
right.
buy.
but that
But that is
information,
perfect, that's all available.
Yeah.
I think we,
this information, this is a combined transaction, and then when they send us their,
if anyone wants any of these, they better hurry up and eat one.
I can't do chocolate after lunch or I won't sleep, I won't, so you guys hammer it down, baby, maybe I'll take a
If
few.
you have one.
I'll take a few with me if there's any left.
We'll make sure there's some.
Well, I had Indian for supper, so I need something sweet.
Oh, there you go.
But thank you, Denise.
So actually, we don't have their reports, but I think we have in the investment policy. No, maybe we don't. We were supposed to have essentially.
I'm glad you're so anal, because I'm not.
That's the,
Well, if I don't need to print these things, I just assume not waste the paper.
oh, I hear you.
I mean, if we need.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
So have we got?
Yeah, here it
have
goes,
we
here it
got
is.
the statement for March?
I've got,
This is the
And
investment,
that's 9 and 10.
this is the investment report that I got here. And it
Okay.
shows what,
that's the one from Fidelity, right? Yes. Yes, that's from Fidelity, yes, okay.
and this is basically year end. Let me just make sure. Yeah, December 1st to the 31st. It's year end, what they're invested in, what all our stuff is invested in. So this is like, you know, the report of what, you know, like, this is the common trust fund.
That's fine, but.
And
just
this is the
don't-
capital
Don't
reserve
get involved in it, just to make sure it's.
Well, we have to make sure we have it.
Okay,
So I put in the annual one.
okay.
I'm not gonna bother with the quarterly, and if they yell at us, we'll step
Then
from
we'll
the
step in,
quarterlies.
All right.
Because I just,
If they yell at us, we'll just yell back.
the duplication though is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I do have, it's called, the investment report.
Okay,
And basically that has everything in it that, where all the funds are invested. You know, and it breaks it down from the common, the
Right.
trust funds to the capital reserve
Yep.
funds.
investment report.
Yeah.
Okay, the big decision that we've got to make today is how much we're paying out.
Oh, yeah, but I wanted to finish what I was gonna say about. Okay, New Hampshire Municipal Association is putting on, save the date,
Oh, what's the date?
June 9th.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was
Is
gonna,
that,
June
what day of the week is that?
Thursday.
Thursday, June 9th, virtual.
Oh, so we're doing it on Zoom?
I didn't realize it was virtual.
Mhm.
Well,
So,
that's great, saves us driving all the
Yep.
way to Concord.
Yep.
but it still costs, I think,
$70.
$70, I think. Well, it does say it.
Did you say
Jesus.
7?
But 70.
70.
Oh, 70.
Yeah.
And I thought
But
that,
I don't remember, well, I don't even remember paying for it before, but I'm sure I must have.
yeah, and I wondered if we should contact the library and the cemetery trustees and say, hey, do we all wanna get together and watch this thing? And it's gonna be interactive,
So
I
we
think.
only, oh, well, I was going to say, if we have to pay $70, we could be silent with,
Wait a minute. Is that? Wow, why did I feel like, yeah, that's what it says though.
Mhm.
I thought that was gonna be a live one, but it's not. Because it's got the, lunch break is 12:10 to 12:30. It is a 9 to 3 affair. But
Well,
I
so-
personally would sort of like to attend it.
Yeah,
And it is, you know, they do,
well, do you want to attend too, Mary?
yes.
So why don't you two attend? I have attended these in the past a couple of times. And can I just rely on you to update me?
sure.
Because it seems unnecessary to spend an extra $70, but it'd be good for both of you because you're much newer to the whole.
Right, and I haven't gone to one because the
Right, yeah,
pandemic,
that's right, that
they
you
were
couldn't.
canceled.
Right.
That's right.
So,
They haven't got their Zooming.
so
up.
where do we pay for that? Does the
I'm
town
not-
pay for
I'm-
that?
Yes, the town should pay for that. Yeah, we shouldn't have to pay.
So do we have to request?
I'm trying to think, it's so long ago.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's just ask Sue.
Yeah,
She's the person who knows everything.
so trustee training. I'm just gonna put that it's, June 9th, from 9 to 3.
Because I think we come under the rubric of the town operation rather than a separate line item, so that
Yeah,
It's
'cause-
part of the expenses of the town.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a budget.
I mean, for example, in the planning board, they have to budget for anything, any meeting they attend because they've got their own budget.
Yeah, we don't have a budget.
No, exactly, so I think it just comes out of the town.
Okay, so do you want me to ask Sue or put in a request?
Well, I've got to come down tomorrow morning anyway, so I'll be happy to ask them.
Okay.
And tell her to get in touch with you.
Okay,
Okay, would that work for you?
that works for me.
Fine.
Okay, Catherine will, so, and, I think, do you want me to, about funding, event, program. Do you want me to contact, cemetery trustees and the library trustees, or do you want, or is it, you know, I'll gladly do it, I don't.
Sure, why don't you? I mean,
I mean, maybe we could do a group thing and literally, we could almost,
you could all cater lunch.
we have to have internet access,
Right.
and we have to have, you know, it'd be nice to have a fair-sized TV, really. You know, I'm wondering if the fire department has a good-sized TV, I think, in Bob, if I'm not mistaken, they got a good-sized TV.
Well, we've got a while because our next meeting is the week before that.
Yeah,
Right.
but I will,
It's the second.
so I'll contact the two other groups.
Yep,
And see if we can figure out what's a way that we can all sit down and, you know, watch it together instead of, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
And
because then we
maybe
can
we,
compare notes and.
yeah,
I mean, and then again, you know, who pays for it? The library has their own budget.
library pays their own, and the cemetery trustees, I don't know how they, that's probably the same
No,
as us.
they're part of the
They don't
town,
have a
yes,
budget.
yeah.
Other groups, and,
But we can double check that everything's in order on the second, which when we have our next meeting.
yeah, and that's on a Thursday, 9 to 3, so it'd have to be somewhere, like you wouldn't want it to be here because you could get interruptions. Town hall, you can't hear
You
Jack.
can't get internet in the town hall.
So, yeah,
So I
oh,
thought you
right,
said- I
so we
thought
could
you
do it
said
at the library, but there's, you know, no bathroom.
A Thursday on the library would be
No
all right.
bathroom at the library too,
Hmm?
no library at the bathroom also. I'm thinking the fire department would be
The fire department sounds fine.
Okay, but anyways, I'll talk to
But
them,
wait, that could be arranged.
yeah, let that work out, okay, good. I'm done with that. So now you wanna talk about,
No, we looked at, I haven't got.
you got the last bank
The
statement, I
minutes,
thought I
we
saw
got-
it.
we wrote it down in the minutes.
Oh, the various funds.
But we needed to wait until the.
Yes,
Do you have the
these were all
March?
yes, I've got the amount.
Okay, good.
The amount is, we got $315.63. $2,401.75, but let's just distribute 2,400 and leave the change behind.
Say that again, I'm sorry, I
We've
didn't.
got $2,421
To disperse.
to disburse, but let's disburse 2,400
Nice.
and leave 21 behind. We don't want to start giving people nickels and
And
dimes.
that leaves us in what, the checking?
That would leave us with, you mean, what would that leave us in our account?
Yeah.
That would leave us $21.75 in the ending balance of the income until we get the next income in the subsequent month.
Okay. So. I see. So, no, but I'm talking in our checking account, what,
Oh, the checking.
we have enough.
Yes, we've got enough of the checking.
Oh,
account.
okay, that's what I was
We've got
wondering about.
$500.
Okay, good, that's what I was wondering about,
No,
you
no,
know,
no, no,
people
don't
coming,
worry, we don't.
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
we're not going to have to replenish the checking account by more than $500 before.
Right, so it's 2,400, and so what was that total amount? I'm sorry, you'll have to repeat it for me. because I don't-
2175. 242175
Okay,
is what the current
okay, current
income balance is.
and dispense, 2,400. And so what do we have? We
Well,
do,
so,
what did,
16, 17, 18, 19. We've got 2,000, so we can add a little bit more to each if we want.
Oh, okay.
Or we can give Mascoma Health 1,000. And we could, senior centre, we could give them 800. I've got to keep, that's 1,800, right?
That's
And then we've got,
that's 2,000, so that's 400, yeah.
that's how much is left over for 1,800, that's 600. So why don't we give 500 to Friends of Mascoma and 100 to Danbury?
Sounds good to me.
That work for you?
So it goes, say it all again, all right?
1,000 to Mascoma Health Centre.
Same to Mascoma Health, 1,000.
800 to Grafton Senior Centre.
Oh, yeah, Grafton County Senior Council, 800.
Friends of Mascoma 500.
And 500.
Danbury Community Centre 100. Now the only question about that, since our mandate is sort of to give it towards health, I mean, and these are all health-based things because they're giving out. But
Nutrition
unless you wanted to take a little extra, give Mascoma 1,200 and knock the next two down by 100. Entirely up to you.
Well, I personally think the Grafton County Senior Council is one of the most important ones there. Talk about keeping nutrition and access to seniors as a very,
Yeah, we have to be very careful that the town doesn't say, oh, we don't have to give them anything because the trustees give them something, which is...
Well, they brought that up a couple of years ago and we put the kibosh to it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying we need to be alert.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Okay, so if that works for you guys, that's fine with me.
It works for me.
It's good.
They brought that up again at this last meeting.
Hmm?
About if we're gonna
About-
give money.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
readjusting what they're gonna give per what you guys are gonna give.
And I brought it up that they shouldn't do that, if you recall.
So,
That they shouldn't not...
I know what you're saying. So my question is, do we know who they give to? Do they give to the Mascoma Health Center?
The town,
Yeah. Do they give anything to the Mascoma Health?
I have no, I don't know, I have to look at the town report and see. But I know they give to the senior centre.
And what about Friends of Mascoma?
Don't ask me, I lost my town report and I haven't read it thoroughly.
Well, I'm just thinking we could, to make sure to get the most bang for the buck and make sure these places get the funding, I mean, we could switch it so that we fund places that they don't. Just for future reference. I'm not saying we need to change it right now, but I'm saying for future reference. We might want to think about how they react to this,
Well, let's see.
what they do.
All right, well, let's just make it that we're on alert to see,
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what the
Yeah,
town...
and then,
Because, I mean, I don't think the town should get off the hook for not giving money because we're giving money. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, I like the idea of, saving money and stuff, but if they knew how much, if you ever read how much these people put into the town of Grafton,
Right, and then you get it back.
it's not even, we don't even touch it.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just not even touch it. I mean, Grafton seniors, I mean, I remember, now I haven't been, in like at the post office or the library
Sure,
for
yeah.
a couple of years. But I mean, Millie Bryden and, what's her name? Mavis Dodge. I mean, they were constantly getting picked up for appointments and brought shopping, and I mean, it's just a really good program. And yeah, so anyway, okay. So that's how we're gonna divvy it up. Should somebody make a motion on that? That we,
I make a motion that we distributed as we have allocated
$2,400.
$2,400.
I second it.
Now, we might have an issue next year of where we're going to get any money to give it away, but let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
Why? Do you think the stock market's gonna keep tanking?
Mhm.
Why? What's
Because
your opinion?
because we've been spending up to the limit. I can't remember now whether we've spent all the income,
Oh,
but you have problems when you're spending principal, not income, unless there's a special dispensation, because you usually only increase your principal if there are capital gains. Otherwise, everything goes into the income column.
Right. What was the, income? Was that 24, 21 was the income for just last year?
It was for, well, yes, because we dispersed most of what we had last year
Right.
at the end of the first quarter.
But what's total income?
That amount that you just
Is
put
it?
there.
Because a lot of times it's for the year and then there's total. I just wondered what they were.
Well, because we spent so much, the residual income is the total income that was generated for the year.
Catherine motioned, Deb second, and unanimous vote, I take it?
Yes.
All right, anything else? We don't have any other paperwork?
Yeah, wait a minute, I've got this thing that came from Fidelity. Important shareholder report available online and in print by request. Reports containing important information about your fund, including its portfolio holdings and financial statements. We encourage you to review your shareholder reports at the website below. So if you want to look at it, there is a website.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I think that we should request that they send us like
Hard copy.
a hard copy of the, I'd like to actually see a hard copy of, I mean, I personally,
I think
they should, like, when we have to have the MS-10,
Mm,
I think they should send us a hard copy of, not the MS-10, but the uploaded axiomatic file, and it's some big,
Cause that's what we're filing with the state.
that's what we're filing with the state,
So
and
we
that's
ought to
what,
have a copy of
they
that.
should give us a hard copy of that, but I'll go on,
Yeah.
I'll print that.
but do we need this stuff month after month? I mean,
No, I don't believe we do need it, I think we can read it online.
The final statement for the.
And they're also keeping a digital record, so it ain't like we don't have access to it. In fact, what I
Thank
read,
God for digital, because paper was
well, no,
like the old man in the brownstone.
what I read in, keeping the, retainment of records, all this stuff can be kept digitally,
Okay,
as long as the town, the public has access to it.
right.
It can all be kept digitally, it doesn't have to be kept in paper form anymore. That's tricky, ain't it?
So we have little thumb drives.
Yeah, yes, I don't know how that would work. I mean, my thing is they'd have to be able to come in, use a public computer,
Right.
and then you get on the information, you know? So anyway, I would just bring that.
No, I think you're quite right.
Yeah, but you can keep all these things digitally.
But they could also,
It'd
if
be
they had their
amazing.
own computer, bring it in, and if there was a thumb drive, they just stick it in and say, yeah.
Yes, but they have to have they have a right to access it when
No,
they
that's
have a computer.
true,
on.
but it's becoming more and more common that people
Oh,
actually
yeah.
have their own.
Oh, I get that. I mean, my feeling is anybody should be able to, well, no, I guess not. But go on the website that we have and read the reports, because we can't do nothing. We can't finagle it, but anyway. That's neither here nor there. So,
Anything else? So we have no disbursement requests.
nope,
Oh, if you're interested, by the way, our principal is 96,000 and change, which is generating this income.
yeah. Can I see, is this the year, is this
This
from
is
end of
the-
March?
This is March, yeah,
March?
which now is very convenient.
Where is it?
So do we need to request a disbursement from the Kilton Fund?
Oh, we
For
do?
the 2,400?
Yeah, we gotta request that 2,400, right? Or do they,
Yes, we'll do that, we'll do that. I mean, that was sort of given. I will request her to send it to the bank account and then we just write the checks.
okay, so Catherine's gonna do
I'll
that?
take care of that, if that's all right with all of you.
Yes.
I agree, man. So you're gonna withdraw the 2,400 and then write out the separate checks
Yes.
and send them.
And I will actually hand deliver them because I like to do that. And then everyone says, oh, thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you'd be able to hand them the Danbury Community Center one though.
Oh, yes, I did that, yes.
Oh, they do it great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, they do a good job over there.
Yes, and I discovered that Lois Egan goes there.
Oh, yeah. And you deal with Fifield? Kendra Fifield runs it over there, runs the
I
show over there.
don't know her name, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
Kendra. Oh yeah, that is the ending balance for the year. Yeah, okay, good. All right. What I was wondering, do you want to set a time and date to come down and go through stuff here now, or do you want to, think about it and?
The next 2 weeks are very busy for me.
Okay. So we'll just.
So,
Well, we can even wait till next meeting and talk about it, I mean, I don't care. Or we can just get together on our own and say, hey, you wanna get on there and work on that? Because I'm also thinking about going down Saturday morning and hitting that library cell up, because I wanna bring back the gas thing, and I wanna bring back the gas thing, and I wanna bring gas on.
So next meeting is May 5th,
5-5,
5-5, 5-5,
next
2-2.
meeting 5-5. Okay, so that's it, we close out at 6.
And I'm being very lazy by not going through all the stuff.
We're just gonna call it 6:35, they can take us a corner or something.
But I'm very happy to help go through the stuff if you want.
Okay. Yep. Alright.
That's part
I
of
think
your.
we're good. This was a fun meeting, I'm glad I made it.
Do you want all these too?
So you're gonna contact Bonnie?
Who needs it?
Yes,
I'll
I'll
need
contact
help.
Bonnie.
I'll call her when I get home, so we don't really need this, right?
No, as long as we put, you jot it down.
No, I didn't jot it down,
That's
should I
wrong.
jot it down? Ah!
But if you want to
Or-
go
or
on
if you
the
wanna follow up.
website, yes. Yeah, put it in the minutes, then we put it in the minutes, and then we don't have to keep extra pieces of paper.
Yeah, I'll hope that she didn't drive from the meeting to the bank.
Yeah, so
Right.
just, something, maybe before I call her, just call me, let me know for sure.
Yeah,
That way, we don't,
Yeah, can you throw that in there too?
Are we adjourned?
yes,
we are.
yeah,